Okay, so we're going over number 7, number 9, number 13, and number 16. So with number 7, all right, there is a mistake in the solutions for the tangent. So the tangent of u plus v is given by the formula tangent u plus tangent v over 1 minus tangent u tangent v. The tangent of u is negative 40 over 9. The tangent of v is negative 24 over 7. That comes from Pythagorean theorem. 9, 40, 41 triple. The opposite here is the negative 40 over the positive 9 for the negative 49ths. The v, 7, 24, 25 triple. That's a negative 24 because you're in the fourth quadrant. So the tangent of v is negative 24 over 7. All right. So when I plug that in, I plug in the negative 40 over 9 for the tangent u plus the negative 24 over 7 over 1 minus negative 49ths over negative 24 over 7s. Because I'm adding two negatives, it stays negative. Common denominator is 63, so I end up with negative 496 over 63. Negative times a negative is a positive, so I do end up doing 1 minus their product, which is 960 over 63. When I'm all said and done, I end up with negative 299 over 21 after reducing. Just want to double check my math. Yep, 299 over 21. And then when I divide fractions, I multiply by the reciprocal. So I end up doing negative 496 over 63 times negative 21 over 299. Negative times a negative makes my final answer positive. Most likely you would cross cancel 21 and 63. 7 goes into both. So that'd become a 3. That would become a 9. And basically then you realize 21 goes into 63. So that ends up canceling out completely. That's 3. I end up with 496 over 897. The sine u and v, we're going to use the same ideas. Sine u plus v is sine u cosine v plus cosine u sine v. So I do negative 40 over 41 times 7 over 25. And I add to that the 9 over 41 over the negative 24 over 25. I end up with negative 496 over 1025. The cosine of u plus v, all right, would be the cosine of u cosine v minus sine u sine v. With cosine, remember, that's always the opposite. And we group together the cosines and sine. That's how it differs from sine. So the cosine of u is 9 over 41. The cosine of v is the 7 over 25. So that gives me the 63 over 1025. All right. 40 times 24 is 960. So that's 960 over 1025. Negative times a negative is a positive, but subtracting turns it back into a negative. When it's all said and done, we have negative 897 over 1025. Now, number 9, sine of pi over 12 is sine of 15. Sine of 15 can be rewritten as 60 minus 45. The sine of u minus v is the sine u cosine v minus cosine u sine v. The sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. The cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2 minus 1/2, because the cosine of 45 or the cosine of 60 is 1/2, and the sine of v is root 2 over 2. When I simplify, I got root 3 times root 2, which is root 6. 1 times root 2, which is root 2. So I got the root 6 minus root 2 up top. 2 times 2 is 4, so I end up with 4 in the denominator. 13, I do not need to do a diagram because they're giving me the cosine. So when they ask for cosine 2 theta, I'm just going to use the formula 2 cosine squared minus 1. That way I don't have to do a diagram. And all I'm going to do is plug in what they give me. They give me the cosine is negative 5 over 13. So I plug that in and square it into this formula, 2 cosine squared minus 1. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 2 is 50. 13 squared is 169. So I end up with 50 over 169 minus 1. And when I do that math, 50 over 169 minus 1 is negative 119 over 169. And then finally, number 16, they start with 2 cosine squared theta equals negative cosine 2 theta plus 1. All right, so once again, since the left-hand side is in cosine, I'm going to rewrite the 2 theta in terms of cosine. So I end up with 2 cosine squared theta equals negative 2 cosine squared minus 1 plus 1. I distribute the negative. So I end up with 2 cosine squared theta is negative 2 cosine squared theta plus 1. The positive 2 cosine squared goes negative. The negative 1 turns positive. And don't forget, there's still the positive 1 on the outside. I'm then going to add 2 cosine squared theta All right, to both sides. All right. All right. To cancel that out, that'll give me the 4 cosine squared theta. I'm going to add my like terms. 1 and 1 is 2. 4 cosine squared theta equals 2. Divide by 4, you get 1/2. You do the square root. When you're done rationalizing, you end up with root 2 over 2. Cosine of, with a plus minus in front because it started squared. So your possible answers for Tuesday's part of the quiz would be pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4. All right. Hope that helps answer your questions. If you have any others, please don't hesitate to let me know. Stay healthy.